Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Narayana Montufar. I am an astrologer, author, and artist who finds inspiration in the symbolic language of astrology. I offer all kinds of readings on my website, naramon.com. Whether you want to explore your birth chart, open your Akashic records, or even getting a tarot reading. I am also starting to send newsletters again, so if you want to receive blogs from me, I invite you to subscribe to my newsletter or subscribe to this channel. Today, I am here to talk about the full moon in Taurus that is rising in the sky on November 15th. This full moon is the climax of the month of November. It is part of the lunar cycle that began at the new moon in Scorpio on November 1st. And it is also the lunar cycle that totally ends on November 30th. So the timeline is really easy to remember because the lunar cycle began on November 1st, extends all the way to November 30th, but this is the peak of the month. Full moons are formed when the moon opposes the sun in the sky. This is a monthly occurrence. We have a full moon every month, but every single moon, full moon, new moon, every single full moon is different. So I am going to guide you regarding this lunation, what it means, how can you prepare for it. That's why I'm releasing this video ahead of time. Which are the signs that will feel it the most? And what are the practices that you can implement in your life to flow a little bit more with this full moon? Full moons are always peaks in the energy. I invite you to even observe the world around you, how your body feels around full moons, because they are intense by nature. That's what full moons do. They bring the lunar and solar peaks because a full moon always involves the sun. They bring the energy to its climax. So they are by nature a little intense. We feel more emotional. We feel a little bit nervous because things are culminating at that time. Remember that the moon rules the body. In astrology, it rules water, and we are 70% water. You can feel very emotional during this full moon as well. And this is especially true because it is a super moon. We've had a series of super moons. I think this is the 4th in a row. And that means that the moon is closer to Earth than normal. So expect to be in your fields, give yourself space to be in your fields and to connect with your body. So this is the full moon of Scorpio season. The sun has been traveling through the sign of Scorpio, which is water signs. Water signs are very emotional in nature. Scorpio in particular feels like a very profound sign. It is a sign that goes under the surface. It doesn't mess around. It is all about figuring out the mystery, the intensity. It is not afraid of shedding light on the shadow. And you're gonna feel this a lot because this is what Scorpio does. It really goes under the surface of your feelings. So feelings will be exposed, truths will be illuminated, and hopefully you will have an aha moment because Scorpio is the detective zodiac sign. This is what it does. It sheds light on what we sometimes don't want to see, but that we need to see in order to keep evolving as humans. As the moon challenges the sun, the moon in Taurus will sit exactly across from the sun. we are also focused, or not necessarily worried, but thinking about all the Taurus ruled things, which are the body. Taurus rules the body. In my opinion, it is the second sign of the zodiac. And so it is all about connecting with the body, making sure that we are feeling well, especially our necks. We spend a lot of time on the computer. Taurus rules the neck. And so this would be a time when your body requires more adjustments, more care, more help. So I hope that you can get some time on your calendar. This moon is happening on Friday, and that is the day ruled by Venus. So I would schedule a massage, for example. I would schedule time to ground. It's an earth sign. Taurus is an earth sign. And we are not going to feel grounded. That's the reality. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But Taurus wants to ground. It wants to be connected to the earth. So if you can, this would be a fantastic weekend, because the full moon energies extend for 3 or 4 days. It is not just on the 15th. The full moon energies are going to be active 3 or 4 days before, 3 or 4 days after. That's your friendly reminder. So make sure that you are listening to your body, connecting with your body, drinking enough water. If you haven't spent time in nature, this is the time when you might just run out and take a hike, or shutting off the electronics and just connect with Gaia. Taurus is the zodiac sign that is most connected to Earth, to our planet. You might also be thinking about food. Taurus loves to eat. About your food intake or your food needs. Do you want to eat more, eat less? What is your body requesting from you? Taurus is very practical. It's a practical sign. It is a fixed sign. It's modality. So it is a stubborn sign. In my opinion, and I'm Taurus rising, no offense to Taurus because I love Taurus, but Taurus is the most stubborn sign of the zodiac because it is the only earth fixed sign. So this will be a time to remember that. You don't need to be a Taurus. Everyone's going to feel this energy, by the way. This will be a time to figure out if you're digging your heels about a certain situation. That's not going to help you. It is not going to help you. Both Scorpio and Taurus are fixed signs. They're stubborn. They want their way. And there's a lot of good in being fixed because these are two energies that persist. These two zodiac signs persist. If you have any Scorpio or Taurus friends, you know that when we really want to do something, we're going to do it. But this is a time where you might want to flow more. That's very important. And the reason why you want to flow more is because this full moon is happening right next to the planet Uranus, the planet of change, disruption, surprises, creative energy, Kundalini energy, and brilliance. So let's talk about the harder side of Uranus, which the reality is that not many of us have it developed in the psyche. That's the truth. Not many of us deal with Uranus in the best of ways. In fact, 30% of us do. Uranus is the troublemaker in a certain way. It likes to shake things up. It likes to wake us up. That is its job, to wake us up so we don't become bored or stuck. That's its job. And so even though this full moon is happening in Taurus, a fixed earth sign, the fact that it's happening next to the planet Uranus, it means there will be surprises, there will be shakeups in the status quo, and there will be a lot of nervous energy in the air. And it will come through the body because Taurus rules the body. So this will be an incredibly important time for you to really ground, like I was saying, practice meditations, especially when you're feeling triggered, when you're feeling nervous, or maybe you heard some news. Uranus is classic for just switching things around, reversing things, bringing unexpected events. This is when meditation, especially Kundalini yoga, can be really helpful during this time because Uranus rules Kundalini energy. Kundalini yoga, any slow movements will be really helpful during this time. If you manage the energy of Uranus right, let me tell you, you could have a major epiphany. If you manage to bring that serpent up your spine, that sexual energy, that is something that I forgot to say that I want to stress. This combination, this axis of Scorpio and Taurus is the most sexual and sensual. So with Scorpio being sexual and Taurus being sensual, this would be a fantastic way to channel the energy, to explore your sensuality and sexuality, very two different things. We're talking about Venus and Mars. So these are two different things. We're talking about the senses. Taurus is the zodiac sign that rules the senses, how you perceive the world around you, how you smell things, how you touch things, how you move, how you process all of the information. Of course, Mercury is the planet of communication, but to me, Taurus is that filter. The sensations, the smells, the colors, how you embrace the changing of the seasons, because we always have Scorpio during the fall and the full moon in Taurus during the fall. Go out, enjoy the colorful changes in nature and connect with that. That is going to help you ground and be connected to Earth. But going back to Uranus, this is the planet of genius energy. Scientists, intuitives have this planet very highlighted in their charts. And it is something that you can, the moon can help you. The moon is the satellite of the Earth. So the moon connects us to other planets. And when the moon is aligned with Uranus, which happens once a month, but not like this, in this way, being full, you can have access to that genius energy. You can brainstorm ideas, out of the box solutions to a problem. It will help you see any type of situation in a new light, in a different perspective. And just channel. Why? Because some of these ideas might feel like half-baked. Like, this is crazy. This is too out there. Nothing is too crazy for Uranus. Nothing. Uranus wants you to dance to the rhythm of your own drum, to share your colors and what's weird about you, what's unique about you. And if you follow astrology, you know that Pluto is entering Aquarius. By the way, check out my YouTube channel about the video that I created. Check out my YouTube video about Pluto in Aquarius. It has like 16,000 views or something like that. I spent a lot of time making this video and I think you would love it. You probably already saw it, but I made it a while ago actually. But now Pluto is going to enter Aquarius for good. That is happening only a few days after this full moon on November 19th. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, at least from my perspective. I think that Saturn has something to do with Aquarius, but I see Uranian energy more, to be honest. So this is a moment during which we're stepping into a huge new timeline. And this full moon is the gateway for you to maybe get some insights into what Pluto in Aquarius means to you. You can read a million horoscopes about Pluto in Aquarius. Nobody alive has experienced that, by the way. So we're speculating. And speculation is okay, but at a deeper level, this full moon can be that gateway to show you what this new timeline means to you. Nobody else knows how you are starting to shift into the 20-year cycle that Pluto is bringing us. This is exciting, but it can feel shocking right now. And this full moon is shocking. The energy it brings is shocking. So be prepared. Be prepared. What I really like about this full moon is that it is happening during one of the 2 times out of the year during which the sun harmonizes with Neptune. So there's also something very dreamy. If you're managing to get the nervous energy under control of this full moon, you can get access to Neptune, which is also intuition, dreams, fantasy, creativity. So there's a lot of intuition coming through with this full moon. At that almost the same degree, we had that crazy conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus back in April of earlier this year, which means that we are seriously stepping into huge timelines. And this means that the old habits, the old ways of existing in this world no longer apply. We need to start getting our minds forward. And this full moon is going to help you make that jump. Connecting with your ancestors, with your spirits. Neptune even magnifies the scorpionic like thinning of the veil. We're still, even though Halloween passed and Dia de los Muertos passed already, Scorpio season is a time during which the veil is thin. And with Neptune being in a friendly position with the sun means that you can truly get access to the other side. You can call in your ancestors, you can call in your guides, your spirit guides. If you want to work with your ancestors or even past life stuff, that will be very available to us during this full moon, and I can guide you through an Akashic record reading in a safe space where there's no judgment. But going back to this full moon is that, I'm not going to lie to you, it will be intense. Uranus transits are intense, but they offer opportunities for breakthroughs. Uranus is about liberation, and you can liberate your mind. There's some mind and body correlation with this full moon because Taurus rules the body, but Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So there is a mind and body connection, and you can access your intuition through your body. I'm excited about this full moon. It's going to be triggering my sun, but every full moon is different, and I invite you to perceive this as an invitation, an opportunity to attune with some of the higher vibrations of this full moon. The only other planet that is being activated right now during this full moon, it's not necessarily activated, but it's coming out of retrograde, and that is Saturn. Saturn, it's ending its 4-month retrograde, 4 or 5 month retrograde. So that's a big deal. Saturn has been retrograde for a while, and Saturn retrogrades aren't easy. I've been watching the retrogrades of Saturn for years, and in my opinion, they represent some of the toughest months out of the entire year. Saturn coming out of retrograde means that the energy is going to start accelerating. A lot of things that were put on hold or that we were waiting on, that we wanted to hear about, that have been put on hold, in the back burner, projects, all types of things, really, are going to start grabbing speed. We do have 2 more retrogrades coming up in Sagittarius season, but the fact that Saturn is coming out of retrograde means that everything that Saturn rules is going to start getting more energy. Like, for example, career. Saturn rules career, businesses, governments, and everything that keeps your life afloat. Authority, everything that's serious. Maybe you're waiting on a contract, on a job, on a certain situation, and Saturn going retrograde at this full moon, exactly on this day, could mean that you will hear about a boss, you're gonna get a phone call, and things are gonna start speeding up. As far as rituals for this full moon, I already kind of talked about rituals a little bit, but meditation is always a good time during a full moon, just to ground yourself. A lot of the times people have a hard time sleeping during full moons. And I think this one in particular, due to the energy of Uranus, is going to bring that nervous tension. So I would make a tea. I would grab all the herbs you have that can calm down your nervous system. This is a time to work with your nervous system more than anything. So anything that is nervous system yoga or nervous system tea, anything that's going to calm the nervous system can help. Taking a stroll in the park around this time, meditating on the grass, walking on the grass barefoot, feeling the earth in your feet would be really good during this time. And my favorite ritual to do during full moons, to be honest, is just rest sometimes. If you don't feel like doing a big ritual, this is a full moon that's going to ask you to take some time just taking care of your body. I also would say that taking baths right now would be a good idea because Neptune is involved and it is in a friendly position with the sun. Taking baths, grabbing your painting supplies, put on some music and dance to move your body, and then afterwards starting to paint or starting to create, just free flow. Not with a plan, but just free flow, because that will help the energy of Uranus come through you. Like just brilliance. It doesn't matter if it's weird, doesn't matter if it's ugly. It's just about getting the energy of Uranus out of your body, channel it with your mind and getting it out through your hands. That would be a fantastic ritual. And this full moon might also be a great time to do some shadow work. Looking at the things that you've had in your life that have been, I don't want to call it just trauma, but that catalyst for personal growth, because that is what trauma is if you handle it correctly. We're living in Plutonian times, so we have to talk about our childhood traumas. We have to talk about what's happened to us and how that overcoming certain issues can help us get through. With Pluto shifting into Aquarius just a few days after this full moon, things are going to be shaken up. the earth is gonna move. You probably hear about some volcano exploding somewhere, not to fear base, but I have noticed that a lot of the times when Uranus is activated, because Uranus is in Taurus and Taurus rules Earth, there are, there's seismic activity going on, and that is just a normal part of creation and destruction as well. So not to fear base, but it might happen, in areas where there's a lot of volcanic activity. That's usually in the news when Uranus is activated in Taurus. And just to wrap up, this is a time during which we are really seeing a lot of really new energies coming into the sky in the astrology. This is preparing us, the astrology that we live right now, and as we head into Sagittarius season, the astrology is preparing you for one of the most important years in the astrology, which is 2025. I will make a separate YouTube video about this. I'm trying to make more videos. You will probably notice that I'm not worrying so much about editing, because with a Virgo stellium in my chart, if I worry too much about the details, then I don't create. I haven't created a video on YouTube for so long because I get stuck. So I am just putting it out there that 2025 is a massively important year in the astrology. There will be so much change. And if you think this year brought change, you haven't seen 2025. You probably heard it already through the mouths of other astrologers. Like 2025 is on everyone's lips because it really brings this massive shifting. So how can you start shifting your mindset now? Expect to feel torn. Taurus doesn't want to shift, but Uranus is shifting us. It's happening. It's happening. And as far as which signs will be most affected, obviously the fixed signs, since we're talking about fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius will feel this full moon the most because it will be squaring their sun. The same goes to moon in those signs or rising in those signs. So sun, moon, or rising in the fixed signs, I will repeat them: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I also think that Pisces will feel it because Saturn is in Pisces, and things are going to wrap up for Pisces placements with Saturn shifting gears and saying, let's go, let's do this. So Pisces could hear news about a job, about a situation, gelling, forming, or something that's been fully forming, maybe completely forms now real quick with the energy of Saturn. And this is your reminder to take care of yourself, drink a lot of water during the full moon, and allow for your emotions to flow. That's the point of a full moon. Have a good cry, spend time with your friends, and I will see you soon here for the next lunar event, which is the new moon in Sagittarius, which is when this lunar cycle that I'm talking about totally ends. And then once again, we begin a new lunar cycle. So I will be back here to chat with you and let you know what that means for you. But in the meantime, if you enjoy my content, please leave me an emoji or anything helps. I'm trying to build this channel. I took a break because I was writing my second book, which is coming out in the summer of 2025. But I'm really trying to stay put. I have Uranus transiting my first house, which is why I've been so intermittent with everything. But I'm truly making an effort to create more content for you guys. But the more you interact with my content, the more I can create for you. So sending you big love, happy full moon in Taurus, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.